Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Pooya Liana Lounge for episode number 67. I'm your host, Pooya Liana. With me is the chuggy one on the panel. It's the one and only Liana Boris. Hitting you with you pissed off every teacher.
Okay, first of all, first of all, the teacher is because the student. I heard on the radio that 6-7 is over.
Yeah, well, I heard that listening to the radio is outdated.
Okay, well, buckle up, Buttercup, because we got some radio to talk about today.
Yeah, we can talk about that for sure.
But the point is that 6-7 is no longer cool.
It was never cool to begin with, to be very clear.
It had to have been cool at some point. Why were the kids doing it?
All I know is I've seen that Purdue makes 6-7 chicken nuggets, and we're going to get a bag. It's going to happen.
Yeah, but 6-7's over. We're going to be chuggy and have 6-7 nuggets.
I don't care. I want to see it.
Okay. We can make 9-7 nuggets.
That's not a thing.
79. We can make 6-9 nuggets. Because we can take the 6 and then we can turn it around and we can make 69. 69 chicken nuggets. You can have all the 7s. I'll take all the 6s. I'm back on board with the Purdue Nuggie plan.
Okay. Well, you were never part of the plan.
I thought this was hijinks that you and I were engaging in.
Oh, it was like a shared experience?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an adventure.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, 6-7's over now. I don't know what the new thing is, so if anybody knows, let me know so I can be cool again. Because as we all know, that's my top priority in life is being cool.
Yeah. Also, we're doing this with the window open, so I'm not sure how this is going to sound.
What? It wasn't coming through the microphone when I was looking at the microphone?
Yeah, but you'd be surprised how much background noise comes in on this.
You want me to shut the window?
No, it's fine because I was going to ask you to, and then I realized it's going to get very hot in here very quickly, and it's going to bother me. So.
Oh, okay. So apologies to the audio listeners if there's a ton of background, but it's not that bad. I mean, it's like slightly raining, but it's not like loud.
It's like good ambiance music.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like what people fall asleep to. The gentle sound of rain.
You know, I had to tell a friend recently about this, but I remember one of our earliest arguments we had.
You and I?
Mm-hmm. Liana, this is like early on in our podcast careers also. Early enough, but like I was listening to a Liana pod, and then I as I'm going to bed, and then I fell asleep, and then when I relayed this information to Liana, she, "Oh, did you check out my pod? What did you think?" I was like, "Oh, I'm like midway through it. I fell asleep like listening to it last night," and Liana took offense to that. Liana was like, "Wow, okay," and I was like, "Whoa, what is happening here?" I was listening to the pod. Like, what's the problem? It was that boring that you fell asleep? And I was like, no, that's not how that works. No, you do not stand by it. You are so full of it. You're being...
I have a defense. I'm already ready.
Be ready because that's foolish. Because for me, I was like, no, I clearly prioritized listening to you so much that even when I should have gone to bed, I was listening to you and then happened to fall asleep and then woke up and picked it right back up again. So like...
Knowing you now, I'm not offended. You could be sitting watching your favorite television show, but if you are sleepy, you are immediately, you can't stay awake. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But it definitely colors my interpretation of that story. Like it makes it, now it becomes a little bit more understandable. But at the time, I didn't know that you could fall asleep just standing there.
No, you know why this is hypocritical though? Is because you fall asleep to content you enjoy all the time.
Yep. And I knew you were going to hit me with that. So let me explain. I watch old things I've already seen. If something is new, I cannot fall asleep to it.
So if the room was on fire, could you fall asleep?
No.
Okay. If you heard like terrible noises outside, like a gunshot or screaming and yelling, could you go to sleep?
No.
Okay. Now, other way around, could you go to sleep knowing you are safe?
With no noise?
You're in a safe environment. You're protected.
With no noise.
Mm-hmm.
With no noise, yes, I would fall asleep.
With no noise, no. Just... that you're safe.
With no noise, yeah.
Okay.
I just don't want to be caught in some little weird argument.
No, the argument here being that to be able to fall asleep implicates you are
Yes.
feeling safe, you're
Yes.
feeling secure.
Yes.
And so listening to someone that brings you joy
Yes.
is synonymous with feeling secure, feeling safe.
And I see that perspective. And that's why me knowing you now, I also understand.
You better not have me. The thing is, I know you've fallen asleep watching podcasts that I'm on live.
When?
So the Traders Pod.
When? Wait, when
So-
did that happen?
I've covered the show for 3 years now.
Yeah.
It's happened at least once.
Oh, I don't remember that. Well, then in that case, I apologize.
No, you have nothing to apologize for.
Okay. I take back my statement.
All I'm saying is you're being weird.
Look, on the surface, I think it's a fair interpretation. I think with more details, I also can see the other perspective. And I know that actually a lot of people do fall asleep listening to things. For me, though, if something is interesting, I actually can't fall asleep to it. But that's me, right? That's me. That's not other people.
Where do you stand in all this, audience? Do you fall? Because I know some of you have told me you've fallen asleep to my voice before. I've been told this. Because it sounds comforting. Because it is not loud and brash. And you can enjoy the podcast because you want to catch up. And you can also fall asleep because sleep is important.
Yeah, it is important. Very
And I don't
important.
take offense to it. But hey, Liana's saying if you want to listen to her content, don't do it if you're going to be sleepy.
That's because my voice is very shrill and annoying. So if you manage to fall asleep listening to me, it must be extra boring. Which honestly, at this stage of my life, fair. That was still when I cared. I mean, I still care, but I care much less.
She doesn't care about you.
No, it's not that I don't care. It's okay. Wait. Let me be clear, because I say that word. Oh, I saw that wink.
I don't wink.
I say like I don't care a lot, but in reality, what that means is that it's more to each their own interpretation instead of me having like a very strong opinion about it, right? So like I might have an opinion, but also like whatever, who cares? It's all chill. Like we're just on a floating rock in space, spinning around. Ain't no need to get upset about it. You know what I'm saying? Fall asleep all you want to my podcasts. Go ahead.
I fall asleep to content all the time.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can include me in your cycle, and I will not be offended.
Oh, no, I just don't listen to your podcast anymore.
No, that's fair.
Yeah. Because your voice is shrill and annoying.
That's what I said. That's what I'm saying, bro.
No, because the only podcast that you do that I keep up with the content for to listen to
The B&B.
is the B&B. But then I live the B&B now. So,
Wait, what do you mean you live the B? Oh, because you're sitting next to me while we watch the episode.
yeah. Because I'll watch you take notes and then come up with game segments
That's true.
on the live.
That's true.
So,
True statement. Okay, so we're what are we going to talk about today?
I don't know. What do we talk about every week? Whatever comes to mind.
Okay, well, if you don't have anything that you want to talk about, I have something that I would like to talk about because I have. Wait, what?
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so speaking of the radio, oh, Mr. Doubter, that the radio is old-fashioned and no one listens to the radio because do I have a story for you? Okay, so first of all, I have been listening to, there is a morning show on the radio here in Minneapolis in the Twin Cities. Crisco, Des, and Wes, those are the three people. And their slogan is, which I love, by the way, wake the fun up, which is great. Okay. I want to say the radio station is like 94.5 or something like that. Frankly, it's one of my presets. So I just know which preset number it is. Because when we moved here, I just set all the radio stations to be whatever actually had a signal.
Okay.
Anyway, that's not important right now. So I started listening to them kind of like off and on. I have since become quite a fan of Crisco, Des, and Wes. I think that they have a really great dynamic. I think that they are super fun. And I think that basically these types of shows were like the precursor to streaming because people are listening, they're sending in their comments, they're calling in, they're contributing, they're participating. It's basically, so anyway, the reason I'm saying that comparison is because this is why, Pooya, you should care, because basically this is the precursor to your career. All right. So you should have more respect for these morning shows.
I respect them plenty. And I have no issue with radio generally, but then I have issue with the way you speak about radio.
Wait, what's wrong with how I speak about radio? I'm gonna tell you something that happened over the course of this week that you're gonna be like, man, I wish I was listening to the radio. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. I mean, that's not all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna tell you the full story of what happened. But look, I'm just gonna preface that by saying that. Okay, so Crisco, Des, and Wes, they're great. By the way, shout out. They're never gonna hear this, but if they are at the Minnesota State Fair, I want to go the day that they're there because I really want to meet them. Okay, my new heroes. So first of all, they do this call in, and I don't know the names of all the segments, but one of the segments is they had a woman call in, and it's kind of like a Am I the Asshole type segment, where somebody calls in and they explain a situation and they're like, I need your advice, like what's going on. That's my understanding of the segment. Okay, I'm a new fan, so give me some grace. This woman calls in the day after Mother's Day, and she goes, my husband is upset with me because I spent 7 hours with my trainer on Mother's Day. My husband wants me to cancel my gym membership. Help me in this situation. Okay, so that's the basic premise of the situation. So naturally, when anybody hears personal trainer, you think affair, right?
No.
What do you mean no?
Personal trainer,
7
I
hours
think
with a personal trainer? If I
7
told you
hours
I
is a
spent
lot.
7 hours, yeah, okay. So
Wait,
apparently
if you
they
told
worked
me,
out
If you told me you spent 7 hours, what?
with my personal trainer. What would you think we were doing for 7 hours?
You are intense, so I
Okay,
would
well-
assume you're literally doing a workout.
Okay, well, I'm maybe not the right person.
I thought about this method, and then I asked him to show me the method, and then he showed me the method, and then I realized that there was another method to the method, and then I realized there was a method to the madness. So then we talked about that, and then in the middle I had to get a smoothie because you recommended the smoothie, so we got a smoothie.
Had to
And
up
then
the
there was a
protein.
class. There was a Zumba class. I'm like, usually I do Pilates, but Zumba. So then I tried Zumba.
Okay, yeah, I know it's an exaggeration, but also that does kind of sound like me. Okay, regardless. Anyway, so 7 hours with a trainer. They worked out, they stretched, they went to brunch, they had mimosas.
No, man.
Okay, and she admits all this.
Okay.
And obviously, so she like, no one, here's the thing. I don't know if this is like a Minnesota Nice situation, but no one outright said, are you having an affair? That would have been my first question, which is like, are you having an affair? Because she basically is implying, no, we didn't sleep together. We didn't have an affair, right? She never explicitly says that, but that's the implication. And so people are calling in, and some people are like, she should be able to do what she wants, like let her keep her membership, and other people are like, absolutely not, like she's acting the fool, she's doing it wrong, especially do that on Mother's Day to spend 7 hours away. Other people are like, it's Mother's Day, she should be able to do whatever the hell she wants on Mother's Day, like that's the whole point of Mother's Day. They didn't. And then another person was like ragging on the husband, and they were like, well, the husband should have made plans, because the woman was like, well, the husband didn't make plans until the evening, so I had the full day free to like go do what I wanted, and what I wanted to do was go hang out with my trainer because he's like my best friend now or whatever. And so anyway, so varying levels of opinion, a lot of discourse, basically no strong conclusion one way or another. Then, so this is Monday, right? And I'm like really enjoying the story. I'm like listening, I'm driving to work, and I'm like, that's crazy, da 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 da. The next day, turn on Crisco, Des, and Wes, I'm waking the fun up in the morning. The first thing I hear is, hey, that story from yesterday, we have the trainer on the line who's going to explain his side of the story. Okay. And they're like, we're going to talk to him at 8:20 or whatever the time was. And I was like, I'm going to be out of the car. I'm going to be at work. I'm not going to be able to listen. But don't fear, because they stream it online. So I whip out my phone, I pull up the radio station, and I keep listening on my headphones as I'm going about my day. So the trainer calls in, and he explains his side of the story, which is apparently 2 weeks prior to Mother's Day, the husband contacts the trainer and says, I think my wife is going to have an affair. Can you flirt with her and try to hang out with her to see if she'll go for it? Basically like a honeypot type situation. And so the trainer is basically calling in and being like, that's the full story. That's why I went to brunch with this woman, because I was trying to do her husband a favor, but now I feel uncomfortable. And apparently, like, both the husband was texting the trainer and the woman, the wife, was texting the trainer. And he even said verbatim, I wrote the quote down, "I'm not sure which one of them texts me more." And then the trainer goes, "I think she'd definitely cheat on him with me." Okay. So he's telling his side of the story, but what that turned into was all of the listeners were like, man, F this trainer. Unprofessional. Should remove himself from the situation. What a terrible trainer.
What the fuck?
Should be fired.
No, this is how I know. This is how I know the radio is not meant for me. Because what do you mean we're blaming the trainer?
Yeah.
First of all, I think as a human dilemma, the trainer should have never agreed to try and trap the woman, right?
That's why everybody was upset.
That being said, if anyone should be mad, it's the woman, because her husband doesn't trust her and her trainer is hanging out with her because of a favor to the husband. So like that brunch didn't matter, Lucy.
But
didn't matter.
He was like, this is why everybody hated the trainer. First of all, he came across so cocky. Like, he came across so cocky. Okay?
The man got on the air and said she'd sleep with me if I wanted it.
Basically,
like,
yeah. So I think
here.
everybody was turned off with the cockiness of the trainer, right? But the second thing I think that the trainer did wrong was he was also like, I'd sleep with her. He didn't say it outright, but he was like, yeah, she's hot. And so it was like also him implying that like he would go for it. And then they were a little bit more like Crisco, Daz, and Wes were a little bit more, I don't know, like prodding the trainer a little bit more and being like, wait, what do you mean by that? Like, so do you do this with all your clients? Like a little bit more kind of messing with him.
Yeah.
It was absolutely wild. Now, there is entirely a possibility that this whole story was fabricated and fake for views. But I am choosing to believe that this story is real because it was so entertaining. And it was so great to get the follow-up the next day. And on Wednesday, I get in the car, I turn on the radio, and I'm like, please let the husband call in next. Please let the husband call in next. We did not hear from the husband. That was all I heard from the rest of the story. But, like, wild. Absolutely wild. It was such a roller coaster.
Well, this reminds me of that radio show that I found through TikTok, Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, where they had something called Second Date, I think, where they would have people who went on first dates call in and explain that, hey, I like this guy, we went on a date, didn't hear back from him, and then they would call the guy on air and like be like, we're calling from this radio station, you went on a date with this woman named like Brianna.
Sure.
What happened? And then they'd get their side live on air.
But
and this
those were fake, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I thought that those were
Why
fake.
would theirs be fake and then yours would be real?
That's what I'm saying. I think mine could be fake, but I'm holding on to hope that it's real.
Yeah.
Because I remember that too. I don't know if it was that one specifically, but I feel like I remember there was one that it ended up being fake. Because I feel like with that one, always the first person was always just like, yeah, man, I don't know what happened. And then they call the second person to get their side of the story. And they were like, yeah, he chased me with a knife. And then you're like, oh, I get why you didn't go on a second date.
Well, that's the thing, though. Is like that is life imitating. Like that's reality. That when usually in situations like that, one side of the story is like, I don't know what happened. Like everything was perfect, and like they're looking at through rose-colored glass, like, oh yeah, I woke up to her staring at me while I'm asleep, which should be normal in a relationship. She wasn't in my house. She was outside my window, and I never gave her my address. Like that'll be, that's the red flag.
Yeah, exactly. There was this, I think it was on MTV, this show called Ghosted. That was very similar to that, where basically somebody would be like, yeah, I don't know, I was dating this person, and then they just ghosted me, and then they would go track down. It's kind of like the reverse catfish, kind of. Not reverse catfish, but you know what I mean.
It's like catfish, but you know who the person is.
Yeah, exactly. So there was this one where this guy and this woman were dating, and he was just like, I have no idea why. And then they end up getting, she like clearly does not want to be involved in this situation. So the producers end up like battering her basically into participating. And then she's like, you wanna know why we broke up? Because he was like, he was a stand-up comedian or whatever. And he was telling like graphic details of like their intimate life on stage in front of everybody. and like really, really bad. And he was like, wait, I don't understand. And she was like, because you talked about all the sex things that we do in front of everybody, and I never gave you like permission to talk about that. And like mean kind of things too, like not like braggadocious things, but like very mean spirited. So anyway, I think it was like very similar to that.
Yeah, I'm sure once if you gave an example, I'd realize. But currently, with my brain fog, I can't tell what would be mean spirited.
Well, it would be like, she's such a slut, and like what a blah 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 blah, and like all these things, because she
I see.
like, oh, I'd heard of 69ing, but have you heard of like 88ing or whatever, and then describe it and then be like why she's such a slut, she has daddy issues, and like all those types of things. So it was like stuff like that. Yeah. I don't know what 88ing would be. I guess it would just be like
be two people sleeping.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was very exciting. Anyway, Big Crisco doesn't despite not really, I mean, I listen for like 20 minutes each day. But then also I don't listen to music. I want to hear the drama. Like, give me stories. But I think that there's people who like consistently call in. I think one day I'm going to call in. I did debate calling in about this whole situation. So.
Yeah. Sorry, I just saw something. Yeah. Okay. So you are into the radio, is what I'm hearing.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Specifically of Crisco Des and West. There's another morning show on a different channel that the hosts just don't have the same chemistry. Mm-hmm. But I think it really has to do with the individual personalities and the chemistry of the individual personalities. They're just really fun. And you know what? I am waking the fun up. It is a blast. Okay. So like I said, I'm really excited for the State Fair. I hope they're at the State Fair. I'd love to meet them. I don't know if they will be, but I'm holding out to hope. I'm going to have them like autograph something.
Yeah.
My titties. Isn't that what people autograph?
You're about to be a segment on the show. I'll tell you that much for free.
That's all I wanted.
I'm going to call in and be like, yeah, my wife's weird. She has this parasocial relationship with this radio. She wants them to sign her titties.
I don't know. That's just what people do, right?
No, I don't think
okay.
that's what...
I don't know.
What do people do these days? Signing titties?
I'm still 6'7"ing, so like, what do I know? I should be 88'ing.
Stop trying to make 88 happen.
Just a callback. It's fine. Mm-hmm. So that, oh man, I really want to know more. I was hoping that there would be a third part to the story because I really like it, and also rule of threes, but the husband never called in. Mm-hmm. I hope they revisit it at some point. I want to know the event
that y'all have a "Am I the asshole" moment and you want us to talk about it, put in the form.
I would be happy to adjudicate any of those.
Yeah, get both our opinions on it.
Yeah,
and then disregard what Liana's saying, go with what I'm saying. Yeah.
Hey.
I mean, sorry, I've legitimately doled out advice for most of my life.
Okay, well, what's your opinion on this situation then, with the woman and the trainer and the man?
I feel like it's very, very much a red flag if a man or anybody in a relationship is operating under the assumption, oh yeah, my person's going to cheat. Because at that point, you might as well just dead the relationship. Yeah. So I feel like your relationship was doomed the minute you had that thought. Yeah. Legitimately. I think then to set up an entrapment is also not cool. Yep. And to then basically, like, you literally entrapped her into going out with this person only to then bitch at her for going out with this person when you've clearly organized this. And also, you deadbeat, you didn't even plan an event that day. You basically set her up a trap to then complain to her about. How about instead of trying to find reasons to complain about her, how about you find reasons to love on her?
How about have a conversation? Hey, I feel us drifting apart. Can we have a conversation about that? Is it just me? Is it all in my head?
We had this conversation like 2 days ago.
We have it every day.
I was joking. We do not have it every day.
Help me. But yeah, I mean, obviously, again, I say this like every time I'm on the 90 Day Fiancé podcast. Wow, talk to your partner. Oh my God, that's crazy. Yeah. I will say I loved it though. I'm so happy that they didn't have a conversation. Yeah. And I'm so happy he set her up for entrapment. And I'm so happy that the trainer is a hot mess. I love it. It was a blast. I had a good time.
I'm glad you did.
Would you ever set me up for a crime?
Set you up for a crime?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like set a trap for you?
Yeah.
No. I feel like at that point, if you have time to set an elaborate trap to entrap your partner in like, I caught you red-handed, you might as well just talk about it.
What if it's not elaborate?
What do you mean?
Like, what if it's like a simple trap? Is that allowed?
Like what?
All I can think of is Wile E. Coyote and like a tunnel on the
No,
wall.
but I mean, like, what scenario are
Yeah, I
you
don't know.
speaking on?
I don't know. You
Like,
said a complex trap, so I didn't know if that was like
I think
part
for
of
me,
it.
basically, is like, if I ever think like, oh, she's cheating,
Uh-huh.
there's no point in me getting like legitimate proof because I'm already thinking you're doing it.
So you might as well just talk to me about it.
I might as well talk to you about it because at least one of two things will happen, right? Either you are and you own up to it.
Yeah.
You're not and you deny it.
I am and I lie about it.
Those are the three options, really.
Or I'm not and I lie about it. Which
Well,
means I'm saying, yes, I am having an affair despite the fact
That's
that
just
I'm
you
not
yes
having an
anding
affair.
for no reason.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's a possibility.
I think either way, you're better off doing that because depending on who your partner is, that will lead to a more honest conversation than you making them feel a type of way.
Yeah, I think the concern for a lot of people in that situation is basically if I go, hey, look, this is how I'm feeling.
But you
I
had
feel
the
like
thought. Like
I had this
it's
thought.
the consequences that you should bear if you're gonna accuse your partner of cheating on. If you're thinking your partner cheating on you, and then they get offended that you're thinking that, well, that's on you because you thought it.
Well, I think the fear is that then you're going to lie to me, right? That then you would say, no, I'm not having an affair. And then I'm like, well, I still think you're having an affair.
Yeah.
So what am I supposed to do in that situation?
Yeah.
And then that's where the entrapment comes in.
I think the mileage varies for me because let's use us for this exercise.
Okay.
I think it'll be easier. So if you thought I was cheating and I'm not cheating,
Okay.
okay, you're like, hey, I've been feeling insecure, and like maybe you're like, it's this connection you have with this person, or like I've noticed you've not been home a lot, whatever.
Or you haven't been spending time with me.
Yes.
You're not doing the things that I need you to do around the
Yes.
house.
So then I feel like, well, was that being you honest, or you playing the exercise?
Both.
At that point, you're airing this stuff out, right?
Right.
If I have not cheated on you,
Okay.
I would start feeling a little bit offended
Okay.
because I would feel like, why would you see me so low? I would never do that to you. I would never do that to anybody, but especially to you.
Okay.
That's one door. The other is I am doing it, right? But it's tough because I think it's like just assuming that is a villainous thing. If it turns out to be true, you're justified in feeling that way. But then in the chance that it's absolutely false, I can't, if I was on the receiving end of it,
Yeah.
I would feel like I'm not being trusted, and I would feel offended, and I would feel frustrated.
Well, I would think so. Okay, so my personal perspective is that if I think you're cheating, there are two reasons why I could think that you were cheating. One is kind of all the things that you mentioned, which is like more distant, whatever. The second is I actually like have some kind of proof. Okay, so let's operate under the assumption that it's the first one, where it's just I'm feeling this type of way. There are a lot of things that might be going on in your head that could contribute to me feeling that way. So I think that if I were approaching the conversation, yeah, I might think like maybe he's cheating on me, but I think the way that I would approach the conversation, which is like, here's how I'm feeling based on your actions. Because then I'm not accusing you of doing one thing or another. I'm telling you how your actions impact me, right?
Yeah.
I feel alone. I feel neglected. I've noticed X, Y, and Z, which makes me feel this type of way. Then you as my partner, I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just saying, hey, look, this is how your actions impact my feelings. And then we can talk about that. Like, that's how I would approach that conversation. I don't know if that's the right way to approach the conversation, but it centers it more in like, hey, here's the impact on me of how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And then we can like talk through that of
Yeah.
like, oh, I've been super busy at work. And here's a way that we can help correct that by dedicating time on Wednesday nights to hang out and like watch Survivor together, whatever the case may be. Or like, let's always do date day on Saturday or something along those lines. Like things that actually help to correct what the underlying issue is, which is that I feel neglected.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I think that's what I'm trying to say is that I think having the thought is already a little bit of a tough spot for the person, for both sides, because it can feel like, wow, they don't trust me right out the gate. But then I think what's worse is what that guy did, which was, I think she's capable of doing it. So I'm going to try and force her to do it just to confirm my suspicion that she would cheat on me, which is kind of ridiculous as a notion.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Because, like, in order to do that, right, he had to be more neglectful. He had to not make plans with her. He then had to set someone else up to make plans with her.
Yeah, it's
to
kind of
spend
like,
time with her.
Well, no wonder.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
You're
buddy,
not treating her well.
how about you would have taken her out that day instead?
Sure, yeah.
Like, so, yeah, that would be tough.
Yeah. Anyway, it was very exciting, and I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah.
So, tuning in, baby. So, what did you listen to on the radio? Oh, wait, you're missing out on all the fun drama of the radio.
Oh, you're busy listening to radio. I'm listening to other things. So,
Like what?
Streams.
Yeah. Catch any good streams? Now, I don't know if you know this, but radio, basically those shows are a precursor to streaming, so.
Yeah, okay. And you know what was a precursor to email? Pigeon carrier. Do you like to use a pigeon?
Clam would like it, I think, if we used a carrier pigeon. She'd have something to chase. Oh my God, I watched her chase a bug the other day. It was so cute. She was so uncoordinated. I'm like, how would you survive in the wild?
I watched Pearl try and jump onto our dining table today. Miss the jump, claw into the dining table cloth, and just move half of it off of the top. And like Liana has like a floral Lego fixture on that table that fell, so half of it like cracked.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to fix the flowers.
I couldn't figure out how to fix it, so I had to leave it there.
You just left it?
I mean, I put it upright and then left the pieces on there.
Yeah. Well, speaking of things that are in Minnesota, the Minnesota Wild lost and they're out of the playoffs, and I'm sad. And I think I cursed them.
I think you are still the bad luck charm of sports.
I think so too.
The last thing I remember seeing before I went to bed was a text from Liana that said, "Oh, the Minnesota Wild are up 3-0 on the Avs." I woke up like midnight. No, 1. Checked my phone and I was like, "Oh yeah, it was 3-0, right?" They lost 4-3 in overtime.
Yeah. But you know what? That's fine. We move. I lost the bet, but we move.
Sure.
So I will deal with those consequences of losing that bet, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Sad.
You'll be okay.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll pick myself back up.
Well, updates on my sleep, because I feel like that was a big topic last week. It's looking up.
Okay.
I've been getting sleep, which is very important. It's still not in consistent times, but it's still sleep. So we at least have solved one thing, which is I am sleeping. So that's nice.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there was something that made a difference?
Let's see. No, I feel like well, I took a sleep gummy like yesterday, and that really helped me because I just powered through like a good 6 hours, which I wasn't even getting before. That, and I have been trying to, like today I successfully took a nap, which I had not been doing because I was trying to stay up so I could go to bed. The whole strategy of let me stay up and then go to bed at a more reasonable time wasn't working because I would stay up and then I would go to bed tired, being like, all right, perfect. There's no way I don't sleep for a good 9 hours now. And then I'd wake up after 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Without the ability to go back to sleep. So.
Well, I wish you the very best.
Thank you.
And support you. And if anybody has any tips, drop them in the comments. I think you're open to any suggestions.
Well, they've given me tips already. My chat has.
Oh, okay.
On things that could help. Yeah.
You should call into the radio.
Yeah, respectfully, not calling into your chuggy radio station.
Leave me and my chuggy radio station alone. Oh my God.
My wife listens to this radio station more than she does me, and I'm a podcaster. She doesn't even check out my content.
I watched your entire stream yesterday, 2 days ago, whenever that was.
Yeah, one stream.
And I watched the entire stream that day of the week before also.
Yeah, one stream concept.
Yep, you're welcome.
Not the one where I'm having intimate conversation with my audience.
I'm asleep, dude.
There are VODs.
The VODs on the mobile are so bad though on Twitch. And the speed, you can't watch at faster speed because it just like skips. It's really bad. That's a Twitch problem. That's not a you problem. So blame Twitch. I blame Twitch.
I could be streaming on YouTube and you wouldn't watch it.
I'd watch it on YouTube. Because I could 2x that. That's not a bad thing.
That might offend me more than if you fell asleep listening to my content.
Watching it on fast speed.
Would be you trying to like just plow through my content like it's nothing.
It's not that it's nothing. It's that I want to consume it quickly. Because
Why?
I love you so much.
No.
I want to consume it quickly so I can go back and watch this video documentary about the creation of salt.
No, it's not. Actually, there's a book about salt.
Oh,
It's
you
very-
nerd, please.
It's called Salt. Anyway, no, it's because I wanna nom 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 as fast as possible. So it's really more of a compliment.
I like to
than
savor
anything
you,
else.
but that's just me.
One
running
of my employees, he was telling me about a class that he took when he was in his master's, and it was called the biochemistry of beer, because he's a biochem major.
I
And
thought it was a beer major.
well, I was like, where was this class when I was in school? Maybe I would have gone back into chemistry.
Oh, you took the class. You took a more practical
I took
version
more
of
of it,
that
yeah,
class.
I took the applied version of the biochemistry of beer. But anyway, so, and then he TA'd it. Maybe he took it during his undergrad and TA'd it during his master's. Whatever, it's not important. The point is that they would go and they would collect yeast from places. Like, he was like, yeah, like leaves have yeast and like sticks have
He
yeast.
couldn't have been popular in college.
Okay, first of all, rude. He's great.
No offense, but I
Don't be-
think I've not met this person. Sight on scene, seemed not popular to me.
Okay, well, don't be mean. He's great. Look, you're talking to somebody was not, I mean, like, look at me, right? Okay, he was probably cooler than me, for sure.
He was cooler than you.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Look
you
at
were,
me.
You were pretty popular.
I went to a nerd school.
Yeah, you're popular amongst the nerds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Anyway, so one of the first employees I ever hired, she's also very great, and I could tell her and I were thinking the exact same thing. And she's sitting next to me, and because we're in a conference room, and she like leans over and she's like yeast infection, yeast. I'm like the adult in the room, right? And I'm trying so hard not to laugh. And then one of my other employees who's sitting next to me is like, I was thinking the same thing. So the three of us are sitting in the corner trying not to laugh. And I was like, stop it. I was like, I'm going to start laughing, thinking about people collecting yeast. And meanwhile, so I kind of wanted to prod him a little bit. And I was like, so like, what other places did you collect yeast from? I don't think he understood the joke that I was going. But also, it's probably extremely inappropriate to do in a workplace setting. So if I get HR called on me, now you'll understand why.
You would get like an accidental HR call.
I'm trying to be a cool boss. I'm not a regular boss. I'm a cool boss. Here's the issue is that because I'm trying to show up authentically as Liana, authentic Liana
Is a nerd.
is a nerd, and authentic Liana has less of a barrier to just speak how she feels, which in some cases I think is great because it means that I'm going to advocate and speak up for what I believe in and not feel like I have to shelter and hide my opinions for the way that people will perceive me. It also means that I'll speak about a yeast infection and making beer from a yeast infection out loud in a meeting in front of all of my employees. So, it's a double-edged sword. But I'm not gonna lie, I would still want to take that class. I'd be so down. I think that would be so fun. I think that education should, the classes like that. I remember in 6th grade, my Dr. B, we did this thing called bungee jumping Barbie, where we were all in pairs, and we each got a Barbie, and his wife made little outfits for the Barbie, little bungee jumping outfits for the Barbie. And we would take the Barbie and we would take rubber bands and connect the rubber bands to her legs. And we would do 1 rubber band, drop her, see how far she fell. 2 rubber bands, drop her, see how far she fell. And then we would graph, because we were in math class, so we would graph, okay, if you have 1 rubber band, she'll fall this far. 2 rubber bands, this far. 3 this far, up to 6, I think is what we could measure. Then they gave us a distance. They were like, okay, if we drop Barbie off the 2nd floor roof, how many rubber bands will she need to be close to the ground but not hit the ground? And that was so fun. It was like such an applied application of math where you could be like, yeah, wow, this is why math matters. Shout out Dr. B. Again, loved his class. Was part of the reason why I was such a nerd, I'm sure, because I feel like he encouraged that type of behavior, and it was one of my favorite classes. What?
Math matters.
Yeah.
I'm more into Marshall Mathers.
No. With the quadratic equation and the math of Pythagoras. That's my Eminem impression. Did you like it?
It sounded like something.
It was certainly something.
That was absolutely a thing you
Yeah,
did.
well, you're going to lose yourself in the geometry. Lose yourself in the algebra. No, that doesn't work. I'll workshop it.
You only get one equation.
Look, I'm no Weird Al, okay? I'm just I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. I'm just a baby. Okay, so that's another thing that happened to me. Oh, also
I'm gonna
at
climb
work,
this radio station.
this is a little out of date, but when on Cinco de Mayo, we had Cinco de Safety, and we were split up into teams, and we played.
Pause. What is Cinco de Safety?
Okay, so every year we have to have our annual safety meeting to talk about what to do in an emergency. If there's a flood, if there's a fire,
Pick the 5th of May?
because Cinco de Safety. I didn't pick it. I didn't plan. That's the quality department that plans it. Rachel's our safety officer, and we did Cinco de Safety on Cinco de Mayo, and then we got to have tacos after. So it was very thematic.
Oh, you had more food without me? Cool.
Yep.
I'm
And
gonna
you know
call
what?
I'm going to call on this radio station.
Yeah,
Like,
you should.
my wife's cheating on me.
Yeah, because
food cheating on
because
me.
her work provided food for her, and she ate that food instead of being like, no, I'm sorry, I have to abstain because my husband's not here.
No, because then you come home and then you don't want to hang out with me because you've already eaten.
I will go back and check what we did that day because I think you were streaming that day or something like that, so we couldn't hang out. But anyway, the point is, Cinco de Safety. Because my team, we played, so we do the whole presentation, we go over all the Cinco de Safety rules, and then, or just the safety rules, not Cinco de Safety rules. We went over all the safety rules, and then we played Jeopardy. And you know whose team not only won Jeopardy, but crushed it so hard that going into Final Jeopardy, no one could have caught us? Just guess. Guess whose team?
Your employee?
My team, which technically did have one of my employees on it who was clutch. And I will tell you, next time we do Cinco de Safety, I'm gonna sit at his table, so we're gonna be on the same team. But between
Was this the
between
same
us,
cool guy that does beer?
no, that was not. No, that was
Okay.
not chemistry of beer. It was one of the ones that was thinking about the yeast, though. Anyway, I just want to say shout out to my team for crushing Cinco de Safety, for knowing what to do when there's a fire, knowing what to do when there's a chemical spill, knowing what's on MSDS sheets. So you're looking at the champion, and we got extra candy, which, yes, I did eat without you. We got the oh my God, the not Laffy Taffies, but the big ones, the good ones, the thin ones, the big ones. What are those called? Air something. They're not Laffy Taffies, but they're thin.
Airheads.
Airheads? Is that what they're called?
I
I
have no
think
idea what you're
Airheads is
talking
right, but we
about.
got the white one. I got the white one, which is the best flavor. And a blue one. And a red one. Oh my God, wait, I got the best flavors.
You got the American package.
I mean, basically, that in France. Same colors. Let's go, baby.
I feel like you've talked most of this episode. I've just been a passenger.
Okay, well, give me what's on in your life.
I mean, there's not much. I got my sleep stuff sorted. One 90-day season is finished. A new one has begun.
Mm-hmm.
So starting next week, we're going to be covering that. I would have had it this week, but like with the little turnaround we had, I couldn't get a guest in time. So I'm just going to double up next week. I'm thinking of doing probably 2 episodes next week, having a 1 and 2 and a 1, 2, 3, but we'll see. And then a lot of Traders news has dropped.
Mm-hmm.
So the end of the month, we're going to have Traders New Zealand premiering.
Yep.
Which will be very exciting. I'm very pumped for that. Shannon will not be returning to the coverage for this season. She's still taking a break from podcasting. So I have some feelers out, but it's looking very likely that me and Annabelle will be joining forces to do New Zealand. And then, what's it called? We've got news that the U.S. civilian season will air in the fall on Thursdays, and it's going to be 1 hour episodes only, which
I don't think that's that bad.
I think it's horrible.
A 40-minute runtime.
42-minute runtime.
I hope they cut down the challenges.
Yeah, wishful. They're not going to do that. You already know this. Like, that's the problem, right? Is that it's going to be less time, but it's going to be less time with the challenge ratio being the same. Which means we're going to probably speed through the round table. That's where we lose stuff. So that I'm not loving that choice, but it's bonus traders. So you got to take it the way you can. And then we got a premiere date for Big Brother. Officially.
Yes, I heard that. I mean, vaguely. I was watching Survivor, and then all of a sudden I was like, did they announce the Big Brother premiere?
Yeah, they announced it. We knew a little earlier than you did, perhaps.
Oh, okay.
Normie. Yeah, so that'll be in July. We're back. A lot of speculation that it's going to be a returnee season. Or at least a half and half.
Yuck. Okay.
So, why yuck?
I don't like half and halves. Do all returnees or none? Personal preference.
If they make it a true 50-50 cast, I can live with that. I think what I don't like is when it's like, okay, here's 3 returnees and then everyone else is new, because then the whole story is seen from the returnees anyway, and then that's not as fun.
I think it also depends on the types of returnees that they cast as well.
Yeah, arguably one of the more fun seasons of Big Brother that we have watched, a half and half season, BB Can 5. Banger. So, it's doable. What?
No, I'm thinking about to BB Can 5.
Yeah. So it could be good. You just got to have the right people there. So yeah, that's good. That's the other thing that's dropped. So a lot of good news has dropped in the reality TV world. So last night, admittedly, I did fall asleep middle of Survivor. And by fall asleep in front of the couch, I did opt to go to bed mid-episode. So I did wake up and catch up on everything. And I did catch up on the SIA Award being a fan vote now.
Yep.
Yeah. You know why? Because Spirit Airline doesn't exist anymore.
Wait, what?
Wasn't the fan vote before from Spirit Airline?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of happy that they recognize Sia, as weird as that is to say, because I thought that Jeff was like not happy with Sia giving away money because she was like doing it on her own terms. She stopped doing it after what, 46 or something like that? 43?
45 got paid out. Did anyone get money in 46?
I think not.
No, I don't think
Mike
they did.
and I
46.
talked about it, and I have no memory of this. But
it makes sense that they kept Sia for last.
Well, it makes sense that they kept Sia for last, but to me, I'm just more like, I understand they kept her for last, but I'm saying, I'm just more surprised that she was involved at all, because I thought that Jeff wasn't a fan. I may have just made that up in my head.
I assume it's going to be like the America's Favorite House Guests that they'll announce the top 3.
I imagine that as well.
And if they announce the top 3, my big assumption is the top 3 is going to be Christian, Devins,
Suri.
I
voted for Suri. The thing is
Suri.
I'm going to be curious to see what the non-chronically online people are going to vote for.
I saw a thread while I was scrolling Facebook, and it was from the official Survivor page.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Devins,
Yeah,
Devins,
okay.
Aussie, Devins, Aussie, Devins.
Yeah, okay.
So
yeah, I think so. Devins for sure. I think Suri potentially from the hardcore fans, and then I think that third is more up in the air.
Yeah.
So we'll.
I think
have
if
to wait
Christian
and
had
see.
made it this far, he would be a shoo-in, but he's also been off TV a couple weeks now.
Yeah. So could be Aussie in that slot. I don't know. But yeah, that's going to be very interesting to see how that shakes out. And yeah, we're going into the finale next week. I'm not going to be on the B&B this week because we're going to a wedding. So Mike's sorting out the guest situation. Lauren O'Connell is going to be there, and then the third is maybe a TBD. Which,
damn, you miss on Lauren O'Connell.
yeah, I know, which I'm a little sad about. She was really a blast when we had her on the last time. Frankly, I'm kind of happy I don't have to talk about this episode, though.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, what is there to say? Like, everything made sense. Not crazy about all the Frankenbiting for Aubrey, but I get it. They're having to sell her as the possible winner. I assume she's the winner at this stage.
There ain't no way she's not the
So,
winner at
yeah,
this stage,
I mean,
right?
yeah.
Like the way I'm picturing it right now is Tiffany loses immunity, goes out at 5.
Yep.
Rizzo goes out at 4 again.
Which would be hilarious, by the way.
Yeah. And then that's your final 3, and that's how it's so clean cut who's gonna win. So
Yeah. I think Jonathan could get a vote or 2,
I wouldn't.
but
Color me surprised, because I never would have expected a world where I would have said this. If he was the winner, I wouldn't I would be like Fairs. Like, I think he's played a good game. I'd be like Fairs. Never would have expected this in a million years.
I think everybody just kept him in because he's such a goat. So
I think that perception also, like, if you can weaponize that in your final tribal,
yeah,
you can sell it, right? Be like, well, the perception I came in here with was probably I'm a goat, and then they took me to the end because of that. But I've been working behind the scenes. Like, you can sell the narrative. You know who's not winning is Joe. I'm sorry,
leave
Joe is not
alone.
winning. Joe is not winning, and quite frankly, if Devins doesn't irritate Joe at the final tribal council, then we've done something drastically wrong.
I'm not gonna lie, I would love that.
Oh my god, if
that'd be
Devins,
so funny.
Well, it's all live, right? So you have to assume they've moved on from these feelings from.
I don't
the
know.
island,
Mike White
because-
still seemed really salty about Christian. So
Mike White, I have opinions on,
yeah,
because I think you're whatever.
I think he's like hot shit in other worlds. I think the thing is that for us, he's not necessarily.
You're still Mike White to me. You're
Yeah,
still a Survivor player to
Survivor
me.
Mike White to
Yeah.
me. Like, who cares? White Lotus, who?
Thank you for the White Lotus. We appreciate the White Lotus, but like, come on.
You're in our circle now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, look, to me, the narrative the entire time has been, here's why Jonathan pisses everybody off. Like, even his closest allies when Stephanie got voted out
Yeah.
was basically like, bruh, I'm taking the brunt of this for him. Like, that's not fair. Like, come on, man. So anyway, I don't see a universe where Jonathan's not a losing finalist in some capacity. For me, that third slot is a little bit more up in the air. I think Rizzo could be there. I think Joe could be there. But I think Tiffany, I think, is out at 5 most likely.
Yeah.
We'll see. If Rizzo loses fire twice, it'd be hilarious.
I would hate to complain about twists and stuff.
Okay.
I just can't help but feel like, had we not split the damn merge tribe
I
into
agree.
2 groups of 4, we could have been in a position here where there's an interesting majority with Suri, Ozzy there, Rizzo still there, Tiffany there,
Yeah.
and the extra vote would have not been played. Just saying. Things
Yeah.
could have been. And I'm not trying to be results oriented at all. I just, once you see stuff happen, and then you can go back a couple steps and be like, oh, this is where this person's fate started to seal up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean,
come on.
I think Suri had an uphill battle regardless.
The fact that she got
right?
the 6th alone, I think, like, the legacy is further enriched.
Yeah.
I don't think she needed to win to prove that she's one of the best players of all time. I think arguably even played her best game this season.
I mean, at least, yeah, from the edit that we saw, it certainly felt like a coronation edit to a certain extent. Both her and Ozzy, despite Ozzy, oh my God, Ozzy's flub of telling Aubrey everything, though. I'm so mad. I was so happy when Suri just like went in on him. That was like, I thought you had at least 2 brain cells to rub together. Hilarious. But yeah, I mean, obviously I'm disappointed, but also frankly not surprised, right, at the outcome. But I think it was difficult to lose Devins and Suri back to back in an hour-and-a-half episode.
I think when that's your, like, all right, who's my top 2 that I would like to see win?
I
And
mean,
then they
yeah,
both leave.
basically it makes the finale to me so boring.
What's funny, because like in predicting what was gonna go down last night, I was like, well, I've heard it's a double boot, and then I was like, there's no, and I was like, Devins is gone, right? In my head, I was
Devins
like,
is
Devins has been on
gone
borrowed
and
time for
probably-
like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
It's probably Devins, and I was like, ain't no way it's Suri, because if it's Suri, why not just like push that into the finale to keep like, you know, speculation of what's gonna happen? Because again, maybe it's just me, right? I don't see anybody else but Aubrey winning now. So I'm like,
I think the editors tried to make Jonathan look like that viable other pick in a way, like a Sam type edit, but I think one Jonathan on television. Okay, I don't know the man, but on television, he comes across as extremely unlikable. So I think that it's difficult to see him as a viable winner alternative when, one, you're kind of clowning on him a little bit, and two, he's just generally comes across as unlikable.
Yeah.
So, and then Aubrey's edit, especially these last few episodes, is so in your face. It's like impossible to ignore. Would have been great if they had given Tiffany some kind of edit, but it was very much the like, he's Brett edit, where it's just like all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, Tiffany's such a huge threat and she's Michelle Fitzgerald 2.0 and oh my God, I don't want to sit at the end with her. So yeah, just very bizarre.
Yeah.
Choices. But yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting to see the end of 50 and kind of look back on it as a whole once the whole thing is said and done, because obviously we don't know for sure of what's gonna happen, so we'll have to wait and find out.
We'll have to wait and find out.
True that.
All right. Well, is there anything else you would like to talk about? We're going to be gone this weekend. Are you excited?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. Of course I'm excited.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be fun.
Until you mentioned it's going to be hot, I did not realize it was going to be hot. And
That's
I'm
why
like
with the
mentally have to prepare for summer clothing, which I've not really done yet. So,
Well, that's why we got that rooftop pool, baby. We're staying in a hotel with a rooftop pool.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm excited.
should be fun.
Yep. I don't have anything else. I was just checking anything other stories
your
that happened
list?
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, I did I was going to complain about watching sports is so difficult these days, but I feel like what's the deal
that's what I was
with
thinking.
watching sports these days?
We've already talked about how
I gotta
annoying it is that you have to have every streaming service and then still it's not on
Yeah.
any of them.
That was, and I thought I got a Fubo account, a 1-month free trial, to watch the Minnesota Wild, thinking all the games were going to be on Fubo. No, they're
That's
not
the
on
thing
Fubo.
I hate most. It's not even that, oh, this sports game, this sports is on this channel and this thing is on this streaming platform. It's that it's a 7-game series and like
Yeah.
every game is on a different platform.
Yes.
This cannot be a viable model. This would be like if I did the pad. 1 week would be on my channel, and
Yeah.
then the next week it's on your stream, and then
Yeah.
the next week it's on Amon's stream
YouTube or
Like,
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
it's
yeah, it's
horrible.
like me doing it 1 week on Kick, 1 week on YouTube, one
Yeah.
week on Twitch. Like, what are we doing here?
And I know I'm not the first person to complain about this. I know sports fans have been complaining for a long time, but this is like my first real experience of trying to follow the playoffs. And what I don't understand is I'm like, okay, fine. Maybe in the cities where it's not being broadcast, right? Where like non-Minnesota, fine. Like put it on Fubo or whatever those things are called. Why is it not on broadcast television? It's a playoff series
Yeah.
for the team that plays here. I don't get
I
it.
think that it's kind of genius because your people by nature are completionists. Like you're not going to watch 3 of the 7-game series and then dip out. So
I mean, I did because I thought it was cursed.
well, you shouldn't, quite frankly. You're banned from watching any Minnesota
I mean,
sports.
honestly, it makes me
But-
just want to watch it illegally.
Well,
Can I say that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Because I think that that's what happens is that someone who's a devout fan is gonna like if you. So what I'm saying is like if the NBA opens the deal of like you can have all the game 4s,
Yeah.
you're like, well, that's a guaranteed game because
Mm-hmm.
even at worst it's the sweep game, right? We'll get it because the fans will have to come to us. They're not just gonna not watch it, especially even if you're like, well, sweep is a kind of a foregone game. Yeah, but it's a winner go home.
Yeah.
So people are going to tune in. So it's like you will pay for the one game because
Sure.
you get those viewers no matter what.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. That's like the equivalent of if like let's say a show that's on Arrested Development. Seasons 1 through 4 and I'm going to add seasons to it. I don't care. And seasons 6 through 8 are on Netflix. Season 5 is on Hulu. I'm going to catch Hulu to watch season 5 because I'm not just going to skip a season. That's probably not going to happen.
Oh, you should skip 5.
Okay, well, whatever. It's an example, Liana. Just follow through with the example.
No.
Just so complicated for no reason.
It's not complicated. It's just accurate.
You should go have mimosas with your trainer.
Let's see. What would be the equivalent for me? I guess one of my Pilates instructors would be the equivalent for me. Oh my God. Actually, that would be really fun. I like my Pilates instructors.
You like them, do you?
Yeah, like Gabby or Emily. I think that would be really fun. Oh my God, we could do a double date. Or a triple, oh no, not a double date. That's the wrong word. Threesome. We could do a threesome with the 3 of us and go do mimosas.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Oh. See? And then we can call into Crisco. This is our opportunity. We're going to fabricate something,
we're
and then
back
we
to-
can call in.
This is just like when
Yeah,
you were
but-
like, we should go a 90-day.
Yes. Okay, but we have to come up with a new thing. We can't do the same thing that they did because the trainer trope has already been done. We have to come up with a new story. I'll think about it over the weekend. Next week we'll come back with some
You do
ideas.
that. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
My husband is hiding money from me in an account. That's a good one. I found he got a bank statement for the secret account. It's got $50,000 in it. I don't know about it. He never told me about it.
I wish.
That'd be a good story. We can call in with that.
I don't think so. If I found out you had a secret account with 100,000 on it, I don't think I'd care two shits.
Well, you should.
Why?
Because transparency and open communication about our shared resources.
It doesn't change our lives. You don't love me any less. I don't care.
Yeah, but the whole thing is that, again, it's the same thing with a trainer. The implication is that they're having an affair. The implication is that I'm planning on running away from you. That's why I saved up all that money.
Then leave.
That's so mean. You're not even going to fight for me?
It's mean. You're the one planning on leaving. I'm the dick. I'm the dick in this equation.
I'm not saying I'm leaving. The implication is that I'm leaving because of the implication.
Okay, well, the implication is this podcast is done.
Okay, good, because my canker sore really hurts.
Okay, well, I have a
I
stream
have this
right after
canker
this.
sore on my right side of my mouth, and my lip is swollen.
Yeah, we're all having mouth problems this week.
I know.
It's tough. It's a tough time to be a mouth.
Questionable.
It is.
No, that statement.
Okay, whatever. I'm not on trial here.
Maybe you should be when I call into Crisco Des and West about your secret bank account.
You know, I'm gonna if you push me, I'm gonna make you come off weird so that when you meet them, they'll be like security.
Yeah, this woman, do you see her photo? Don't let her anywhere near us. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay, time to go.
Well, hope y'all had fun. We'll be back next week. We'll have stories of our weekend, I'm sure, and anything else that happens. By next week, also, we will be discussing the finale of Survivor.
Yep.
Because that would have been done. So tune in. Thank you for joining us for episode 67. We'll be back next week with 68, and then following week with
69. We'll get the Purdue Nuggets for 69.
oh, yay, perfect. All right, y'all. Take care. Have a good one.
Bye.